Hi, this is Mike Elliott, and you're watching SEC Filings TV. In this episode, we'll be talking to Mr. James Joyce. He's the chairman and CEO of Aethlon Medical, the pioneer in developing selective therapeutic filtration devices to address infectious disease, cancer, and other life-threatening conditions. Aethlon Medical is a publicly traded company listed on the OTCBB under ticker symbol AEMD. Good afternoon, Jim. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, Mike. Thanks for inviting me.
To start off, can you give us an overview of the history of Aethlon Medical and its primary mission in the healthcare field?
Sure. First, I'm the founder of Aethlon Medical. Started the company a little over a decade ago. And our mission is quite simply to save lives and to do so by creating therapeutic filtration devices to address infectious disease, cancer, and other life-threatening conditions.
And next, can you give us an overview of your lead product, the Hemopurifier, and how that works?
Sure. The Hemopurifier is a first-in-class medical device that was originally designed to address a broad spectrum of infectious viral pathogens. We have validated the capture of numerous bioterror and pandemic threats. And in human studies overseas, we've demonstrated the Hemopurifier can have significant impact in reducing viral load in Hepatitis C patients and in HIV patients. But this is a first-in-class device designed as an adjunct therapy to improve the benefit of standard of care therapies. And it's the first device able to selectively eliminate targets without removing essential components required from health from the blood.
And in June of this year, Aethlon Medical was granted an investigational device exemption from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for the Hemopurifier. Can you tell us a bit about what that means to your company and what steps you need to take to advance the Hemopurifier through the regulatory process?
Mike, that approval of our investigational device exemption was the most important milestone in the history of our company. We've been working through FDA for longer than 5 years to get that approval. The Hemopurifier is now the first device of its kind to receive approval to initiate human studies in the United States. The lead indication is the treatment of Hepatitis C, and we're using this as an adjunct with Hepatitis C standard of care, both to accelerate viral load depletion in combination with therapy, or to address patients that become resistant to therapy and have what's called a viral rebound, and to use the device to reset viral load to undetectable levels.
And as you mentioned, the IDE was granted in relation to the treatment of Hepatitis C, but the Hemopurifier has shown promise in treating other diseases, including sepsis and some forms of cancer. How does the pursuit of approval for your device in treating Hepatitis C affect its development and other indications?
Well, it unlocks our capabilities to pursue clinical partnering relationships in other disease indications. So a very important thing happened in the last couple of years, and that was the discovery that our Hemopurifier, the same product we use to treat hepatitis C virus, has the ability to capture tumor-secreted exosomes. And these are particles secreted by all solid form tumors in cancer. They're extremely immunosuppressive. They play a role in helping tumors to create their own blood supply. And in June of last year, in the journal Nature, their publication was related to the discovery that these particles also play a role in seeding the creation and spread of metastases in cancer. So they're very vital targets in cancer. And with the IDE approval for hepatitis C, the ability to demonstrate that we can navigate through FDA opens our abilities to partner with large medical institutes to advance indications into cancer as well.
And some companies in the healthcare arena adopt the strategy of going overseas to develop and sell their products. Reasons are many, including a potentially shorter and less costly route to commercialization. But Aethlon Medical has chosen to pursue domestic approval. What can you tell us about that decision?
Well, that decision is it's driven by the fact that clinical progression in the United States, if you analyze therapeutic companies, specifically if you analyze therapeutic filtration companies, you would recognize there's no greater impact in enhancing shareholder value than demonstrating you can have clinical progression through the FDA in the United States markets. And we've analyzed companies that have focused overseas, and it becomes very difficult to quantitate progress overseas, whereas the gold standard globally is the FDA. So if you have the good fortune to cross that rare threshold of seeking and receiving approval to initiate therapeutic studies in the U.S., generally most companies will focus on that area.
And Jim, that's all the questions we had time for today. Were there any other comments you wanted to add before we close?
No, I appreciate the invitation and look forward to participating again in the future.
Thanks again, Jim, for taking the time to join us.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Mr. James Joyce. He's the chairman and CEO of Aethlon Medical, the pioneer in developing selective therapeutic filtration devices to address infectious disease, cancer, and other life-threatening conditions. Aethlon Medical is a publicly traded company listed under ticker symbol AEMD, and you can learn more about them by visiting their website at www.aethlonmedical.com. Thank you.